Haha, let's get this party started.
High def with the professional.
Greasy says.
What's going on, beautiful people out there in Greasy Town, in the Greasy Sphere? My name is Greasy, aka Arturo Sandoval, aka M-Cue.
Did he just say AKOA?
And welcome back to Greasy Says. It's my show about being a brown game developer for 15 years, the experiences that I've had, the way I look at the industry, the way I survive within this industry. Because, you know, no matter where you work, no matter what career you gotta survive this motherfucker. You can't burn out. You can't get, emotionally unbalanced. You can't let yourself go because of the stresses of your career or the demands of your career. All right, so maybe you a youngster, maybe you a old head who lacks balance in a certain area. I aim to help, and at the very least, you can laugh at my foibles and have a great time at my expense. Which is, I think, why people listen to this in the first place, because it's funny to hear me fuck up and spill water all over my goddamn keyboard like I did last week, or listen to how my wife makes fun of me, or crazy stories about my kid. Oh, speaking of, so I'm at the park the other day, right? And I bump into these people. Everybody's out there with their kids. I take my kid to the park, and I bump into these people, and this guy starts asking me all these questions. He's like, "What's up? You live around here? Do you like it here? Blah, 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 blah." I'm like, huh? Why you asking me all these questions? Oh yeah, that was nice. I was answering questions, just striking up conversation. It's still COVID times, right? So people are like I am personally dying to talk to a stranger. So motherfuckers out there must be dying to talk to strangers. So I'm a stranger. This motherfucker's trying talking to me. Hanging out in the park, because, as a parent, you just looking for something else to do, because you've been to this park 900 times this month already. There is no way that going down that slide is going to be any more exciting. There's no way that climbing up the stairs is going to be any more exciting. But your kid loves it, but you literally just standing there like,
What time is it? Oh, it's 3:45? Okay, I'll wait 15 minutes. What time is it? 3:46! What the
you know what I mean? Time crawls when you're at the playground. I mean, I love it, but it's true. So other parents are out here trying to drum up conversation and be entertained. So I end up talking to him and this guy and his wife, or his partner, or whatever you want to call it. And she says to me that she works in a non-profit that she runs, that is helping women in underprivileged countries, get further in their career and find funding, and really important ass shit. I mean, this is a major thing this woman is doing, helping people out in a real way. And I always think to myself when I bump into people like this, is like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? I make video games. All right? I'm still like 13 years old somewhere inside of my heart. I mean, this woman is fixing real problems out there in the world, finding underprivileged women jobs and careers, and making them helping them realize their dreams and shit. I'm over here making fucking sound effects. I'm over here telling a dude that I don't like the way I'm out here telling a dude to make the menus move quicker. You know what I mean? I'm telling this dude I don't like the particle effect on this flame fucking animation. You know what I mean? Pointless. Completely pointless in the grand scheme of things. She's out here making people's lives better. I'm in here splitting hairs over a fucking texture. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So I sometimes I find myself thinking like, man, why don't I do something that helps people? But then I think about it a little bit more. I get out of my greasy space and I think about it more. Video games do help people. Video games bring joy to a ton of people. Yeah, it's not anywhere on the same level as what this woman is doing. I'm not changing lives out here. But I've received letters, or the studio I work for has received letters from, kids to young adults to older adults about how the games that I've created have changed their fucking life and helped them through battling cancer or fucking the death of somebody in their family or depression or whatever. Inspired them to try and make games and all this shit. So, yeah, my shit is pointless. My shit is stupid, right? Moving little ones and zeros around don't mean shit in the grand scheme of things. But there's a spark. I am sometimes adding to humanity. I'm not just a complete fucking drain on humanity. But I ain't nowhere close to this woman over here. Jesus Christ. Nice people, though. Nice people. It's getting to that time of year, y'all. It's getting to that time. I love this time of year. October, November, Halloween. I don't give a shit about Thanksgiving. But like fall is here. All the good games are gonna start coming out. I mean, they got some fire coming out right now for sure, one of which I will talk about in the show for sure. But like, this is the best time. Here's what I'm doing, right? Here's my plan. I am gonna definitely try to play more scary games during the Halloween season. Resident Evil 8, I haven't even bought that shit. I haven't read about nothing. I haven't read any reviews. All I know is about that big-titted white lady. Somehow she's important, but I know nothing else about this fucking game. I don't even know who the protagonist is. Is it the same dude from 7? With the one hand, they chopped his hand off. So is he running around with one hand? He got a bionic hand now? What's going on? I don't know. I don't fucking know. And don't tell me, because I'm gonna find out when I play the game for the first time when I buy it. And hopefully it'll be on sale, because paying $60 for a fucking game don't make no sense to me still. Call me old school. Fuck that noise. Why it can't cost 50? Why it gotta cost 60? You know how much 60 is? You know how much? I could get a little bit more than an 8. The Wii was some fucking $60. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
You will regret saying that.
But yeah, I'm psyched. Any other Halloween games I should be playing, y'all? Hit me up on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook under Greasy Says, or on Twitter under M_CUE, that's M-Cue. And tell me if any Halloween games I should be checking out. Let me know, because I need to get scared. I love feeling scared. I already played Soma, so it'll come with that one. What else you gonna come with? I already played Dying Light. It'll come with that one. I didn't play Friday Night at Freddy's, but I've watched Let's Plays on Friday Night at Freddy's. I get it. I feel like I've already played that game, so don't come with that one. The Alien game, what is it? What was the name of that shit? Anyway, the good Alien horror game, I already played that. No, I don't care about no fucking multiplayer. Like, get the fuck out, GTFO. I don't care about multiplayer horror. I want single player horror. The horror is best when you're by yourself in a room, not when your fucking homies mouth breathing into the microphone in your ear while you're trying to be scared and shit. It's supposed to be a single player. That's how I like it. I like single player horror experiences. I think there's a new Amnesia game out. Is that the new one? The third one? Is that any good? Can anyone tell me? Because the second one, a Machine for Pigs, that shit sucked balls. The first one was dope as hell. But Machine for Pig, I'm good on that. I respect, what is it? Chinese House? Chinese Paper House? Chinese Red House? I respect them as developers. I know the lady who composes music and stuff, she's very talented. I forget her name. But that second one was garbage. I hope the third one is fire, because Soma was fire. So, yeah. But again, hit me up on social media. Let me know if there's any scary games that you played you think I'd enjoy. Thank you. Let's start the show.
Today's key is brought to you by Adam.
Hey, trust me, I got you, no doubt.
Spring. Hey, Greasy. You ever doubt yourself? You ever doubt that you can make great games? How do devs deal with that self-doubt?
Well, I mean, do you trust yourself as a developer? I didn't. For a long ass time, I didn't. Sometimes I still catch myself doubting my abilities, doubting whether I make fire shit. I mean, I know, right? It's preposterous. There are many things that we encounter daily as we make games that causes us to doubt ourselves. Like, let's say you wrote a piece of music and you post the music for feedback, and the feedback is negative, right? And you see the feedback, you're like, my shit sucks. You may beat yourself up for a bit before you get back in the studio and crank out some fresher shit. I'm not the only one, am I? That feels that way. That happens to other people too. Maybe you like a new character artist and you work really hard on your first few sketches and then you post them in Slack or Discord or whatever the fuck, excited and hoping that people will like it on your team. And you may get a bunch of feedback about how many things are wrong with your sketch. The proportion seems off. They don't like the color of the cod piece. The hero didn't look enough like the art director. Some shit like that. But all of that happens in the span of 5 minutes when it took you a day and a half to create those fucking sketches in the first place. That feels pretty reductive, no? Maybe you've worked on a prototype or several prototypes for however long. And every single one of those prototypes got shot down, failed, they didn't get signed, they never got released, they didn't gain any traction at all. That'll make you doubt your abilities as a game dev. No, like, can I actually make good games that people want to fucking sign? What the fuck, right? We might compare ourselves to more experienced developers who seem to have their shit together, who seem to have all the answers. We might receive criticism and feedback from those experienced developers, and we might not even know how to process that feedback because it's usually blunt and right to the point. Them old head devs, they get fucking greasy. Instead of using that information to empower ourselves, we might, as I've done in the past, use that to doubt ourselves, which is a shame. Now, I know. I mean, you watch any fucking video, these young whippersnappers out here, they have all the confidence in the world. They going after the bag. They're all about themselves. They're on social media, which helps, which makes it so that you can self-promote indefinitely at any time of day and grants you instant gratification if you do something interesting or cool, or if you shake your ass the right way. As a young dev, I had that same level of confidence. I definitely thought I was the shit until I failed, stumbled, failed again, fell out. And enough time passed that I learned humility. And with humility comes pause. With humility comes hesitation because you've learned to truly form your ideas in your head before letting them fly out of your mouth. But right, I'm not trying to go back into an oldies conversation here. I'm saying, if you live in that humble space, that space of humility long enough, receiving lots of criticism and feedback without flying off the handle, without telling everybody to go fuck themselves, and without that youthful self-confidence that you had, I think it can eventually wear you down, to the point where you doubt yourself. It seems silly, right? But think about it like this. If you've been dating a bunch of different people out, you've been out in a dating game for 2 years in a row, none of them really worked out. You never had a long-term relationship come out of these dating times, right? Yes, you've learned a lot about yourself. Yes, you've learned a lot about fast relationships. Yes, you've mastered small talk and the art of hooking up on the first date. You got all that shit locked down. You got mad skills in the dating game. But why won't anybody pick you? Why are you still not on a team? What's wrong with you? Are you everything you think you are? Feel that shit? You feel that doubt, that creeping doubt? It sucks, right? Yeah.
That creeping doubt is coming out. It's coming out.
I once wrote a piece of music as a side job. It was for this fucking nonprofit. The music was supposed to be heartwarming. I went to the drawing board and I wrote a song that was more sad, to be honest. It was more heart-wrenching than heartwarming. But it was one of those songs that your soul writes, you know what I'm saying? It's not a song that you manufacture. It's a song that just flows out of you. Now, that's all well and good for my hippy-dippy ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, take my little fucking mushrooms and dance around a fucking fire circle if I want to. But that's not what the client actually wanted. So I went back and wrote a heartwarming and frankly soulless piece of music. It emulated everything from their target that they wanted. They got what they wanted, and I got the fuck out of there, so great. But in the back of my head during that time, I felt like I had failed. I felt like I failed to create something that the client wanted on the first go-around. I had only wanted to spend the time to make one iteration of the song and just nail it and move on. Instead, I had to go back and basically write an entirely new song. And for some reason, because I had set that expectation for myself, I lost trust in myself momentarily, and I didn't believe that I was able to create great work because I simply didn't nail the target on the first try. It sounds completely ridiculous in hindsight. And I eventually got over that feeling, but that doubt had an effect on my mental health at the time and on my feeling of self-worth. But here's the point. Months and months and months later, I submitted that song to appear on a soundtrack for a fundraiser. The song was picked up almost immediately by a legendary Japanese composer by the name of Akira Yamaoka. I mean, that's a big fucking name drop if you know video games. Getting on that album actually helped my career in a pretty significant way. It also, more importantly, lifted my confidence and the trust in myself to a new level. Just because some rinky-dink fucking nonprofit denied my song, Akira Yamaoka thought the shit was poppin'. So what's really fucking good? I want to tell all you developers out there to trust yourselves more. Your ideas are good. Even if you have bad ideas, your ideas are still good. Just because someone doesn't get your idea doesn't mean it's not a good one. You feel me? Just because you get critiqued on the creations you make, it doesn't make those critiques more important than the work itself. Trust yourself to create great work, and you will create great work. Even if you're seniors and all those fuckers and the greats and all this shit, they don't get it right 100% of the time. They might be sleeping on you. People sleep on people all the time. It usually happens to the most talented people, and sometimes the introverts. They get slept on, straight up. But we should trust ourselves more as developers. We wouldn't be where we are in this industry if we weren't good at our jobs. If anyone has ever told you that they enjoyed your work, you're good at your discipline. I know, accolades and praise, they come along way less than criticism, especially in this industry. But it doesn't make criticism more important, especially when you're thinking about self-doubt and the mental health impact of trusting yourself. So I say, trust yourself and trust your decisions. Your mind and your heart is leading you down the right path, homie. Everyone else is outside of you, so how the fuck would they know what the right move for you is?
Reflection.
Trust yourself. There is so much noise out there, y'all. There is so much opinion out there. In games, in real life, everywhere, that cloud the trust in ourselves. It makes us doubt ourselves constantly. I think that's probably like a major thing in terms of mental health across the world for everybody right now. Is not thinking you're doing enough, not thinking you're crushing it, not trusting in your skills, downplaying your shit. For real. And in games, when you make games, these are long-term projects. So, you start with all of this great energy and the team has all this great energy, but you work on a project for 3 years, that energy is going to go down, man. That energy is going to go down. People are going to get a lot more harsh in their crit. People are starting to be assholes to each other. Agendas are surfacing, are revealing themselves. It can become a pretty toxic environment by the end of making a game if you're not careful. And part of that toxicity is you might start doubting whether you're doing a good job because you've been working on trying to solve this one problem. Like you're trying to solve the UI for this game, how the menus flow and look on this game for 3 years. And for 3 years, people have been telling you,
I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. That color's kind of fucking weird. Can you move this rectangle into this space over here? How do we feel about triangles?
tearing your shit to pieces. You have to remain calm. You have to remain professional, right? You got to be able to take that shit. But fuck that. Because at some point, you're only human. You're going to snap. You're going to be like,
I'm bringing an AK in tomorrow.
You should not do that. Please don't bring in AKs. Okay? Don't do that. But you get my feeling. Like, that's the feeling. Constant feedback, constant crit for years at a time working on this. Frankly, thing you probably had right in the first place. It can cause you to doubt yourself. It can cause you to doubt your abilities. Unless you're a vet. Unless you're a soulless vet. Are there people out there who just don't feel anything about criticism? Are you a developer? Reach out to me on fucking Greasy Says, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and tell me if you're one of those devs who is impervious to self-doubt. I want to meet you and your Fantastic for the Thing type skin or Cyclops skin. No. What's that guy's name? Colossus skin, where shit just bounces off of you. That's a superpower right there.
What you play, what you play, what you play, what you playing, what are you playing?
What you playing?
Metroid motherfucking Dread. I didn't think I'm speechless. Metroid Dread, y'all. The dreadest Metroid. The dreadest Metroid ever. Best Metroid game I've played since Super Metroid back on the SNES. What you know about Super Metroid? Nothing. That's right. No, for real. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. Here's the thing. I just recently complained that $60 games are stupid, and I don't buy $60 games. I'm a hypocrite because I bought Metroid Dread, the dreadest of Metroids, for $63 and like 17 cents with Taiwan's taxes on there. Yes, I am a hypocrite, but guess what? I trusted myself that this game would be great. Okay, I watched maybe a couple of videos on what was coming. I had a feeling, I just had this feeling that it was going to be great. And I was absolutely right. So yay me. Trust myself more when it comes to being a hypocrite and buying $60 games. Yeah, I'm kind of full of shit on that one. But great game. It's fast. It's so fast. Metroid moves at 200. Metroid. Samus moves at 200 miles an hour. She's always running somewhere. Always. I love how fast it feels. You can fly through the levels even though they're really big very easily, especially once you get that ground slide popping. Oh my God, you're just jumping all over the place. So there's no wasted time in the game. You know, you don't feel like you're trudging ever. Even when you backtrack, you don't feel like it's a trudge because she moves so quickly and so fluidly. It's a joy to control Samus in that game. It's also very difficult. It punishes you. You know what I mean? Like when you mess up, you know what I mean? If you know anything about Ennies or Emmys, whatever it is, those things will mess you up. They could make you have to like turn off the console for a second and take a breath. So I like the difficulty, but it doesn't punish you for no reason. It's not like some Dark Souls bullshit where it's just impossible. There are patterns, just like Dark Souls, yes. You can learn them just like Dark Souls, yes. But there's no attack. Wait, I might be. No, there's no attack.
You sure about this?
That just completely kills you. Like for, one attack drains all your HP.
Like Dark Souls?
Except if you're fighting an enemy.
Yeah.
Anyway, quick audio nerd moment. Audio nerd, nerding out with audio nerd. In Metroid Dread, there's a character, I think it's the AI of your ship. It's called Adam. And the voice is very distinctive. It's a computerized voice. And it got me thinking about whether they actually hired a voice actor for that, or if they just used a computer to generate all the speech to text, or text to speech rather. Anybody out there have any idea? It's not like you'll ever know unless I know somebody in Spain who works for the developer who made this game. I'll probably never find out. But if you have an idea of whether you think it's voice acted or it's text to speech, hit me up. Greasy Says, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, M-Cue on Twitter, because I would love to fucking know. But it got me thinking, if it is text to speech, think about how good of an idea in terms of efficiency that is for localization. You change the script in the game traditionally you have to go back into the studio and re-record all that stuff with the actors and all this time and money, and then you have to re-edit everything. But if you change the script and you just give it to text to speech, it's instantaneous and it's pretty much free. Yet another example of AI taking our fucking jobs. But the point is, when it comes to localization, you can just translate all the text and then feed it to the machine. And it's boom, the whole game's in Spanish. You didn't have to hire another Spanish. You didn't have to scout for a Spanish actor. You didn't have to record a Spanish actor and all that stuff. You didn't have to mix. It must be so simple. And then you do the text to speech. Maybe you do it at runtime. Maybe the effects are running at runtime. So then you really don't need to do much. You don't have to spend the time implementing all of the Ys or Fmod or whatever effects that are going to run over that voice. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I might be full of shit on that one. I might be full of shit. I didn't think that one through. I take it back. Fellow audioners, do not descend on me. I take it back, okay? But I'm just curious about the whole text-to-speech thing. If it is that, I think it's a really genius move on Nintendo's part. I shouldn't just say Nintendo though. I should say the actual developer. Hold on, let me Mercury Steam. Who apparently they're a Spanish game developer based in San Sebastián de los Reyes, Madrid. Apparently they've done some Castlevania stuff, and they did Metroid Samus Returns. I remember that one. Oh, okay. So Mercury Steam has quite the track record. They're legit. They're fucking legit. Bravo, Mercury Steam. Mercury. Why is that so hard to say? Did y'all think about that before you named your company? Congratulations to Mercury Steam on making the best Metroid ever. So much fun. So much fun. Go buy it right now. $60. Don't even wait for a sale on this.
Dope or dumb?
Completely random topic. I was searching around on the internet the other day. I don't know how I ended up on this thing, but I discovered RC airplanes. This is not a new idea, right? You get people flying drones around, but you think of an RC airplane as like, max, it's like 2 feet long. No. This is some crazy rich white people in Germany hobby shit where they flying legitimate jet airplanes that are like, I don't know, the size of a swimming pool or the size of a car with real jet engines on it. And it's like 50 people, all these Germans on a real runway flying a replica of a 747 jet, like a passenger jet, remote control. Have you seen this shit? Go online and look for this shit on YouTube. It's crazy. Like, they must be old pilots, or maybe they're like retired pilots or retired airplane technicians or something, and that's like a hobby for them. It's the most bizarre shit. Like, I can't even imagine how much these planes cost to make. And like, that's a hobby. Nobody's paying you to do this shit. There's no, as far as I know, there's no competitive RC plane flying, commercial jet flying competitions and shit that are sponsored and you can get paid from, right? So this is just some fun shit that these German cats are trying to do. Totally bizarre, but cool at the same time. I respect it. Everybody needs a hobby. I need a new hobby for the winter because like I've been super into lawn care. So, and that's like, when you get into lawn care, you are dedicating a year of your life in preparation for the next year, right? So I've been prepping like crazy. My shit look green as a motherfucker right now. I mean, it has some problem areas, but we're gonna figure that out next year. Talk about trusting yourself. You gotta trust that all the seeds you plant, all of the mechanical aeration that you decided to undertake, all that shit's in preparation for the next year. So you gotta trust that you did the shit right, or the shit might look busted come spring. So cross your fingers for me that my shit don't look busted come spring. Got a really nice new listener comment on Twitter. Let me find the thread. Check this shit out. Found out today that one of my old homies started a game dev podcast, and it's such a refreshingly honest and unique take from most podcasts like this. He's always been one of the chillest dudes in the biz. Nice to see him spreading his knowledge. Okay, that alone, I'm like, wow, how fucking cool is that? Chillest dude? Me? Chill? I do have that. I think I let a bunch of fucking mosquitoes in here, man. I think there's a bunch of mosquitoes in here. I can't have that. Anyway, as if that wasn't nice enough already, then this person follows up with, if y'all are looking for knowledge bombs from a dude that's been around the game dev block more than most and has a marginalized viewpoint but presents it all in a super entertaining package, this is the podcast for you. I mean, just call me Greasy Dread at that point. Yo, Robbie, love, respect, you know what I mean? I appreciate you. I really appreciate the comment and those wonderful words. You know, just keep spreading Greasy Says, y'all. More and more people can hear it. Bring people on board. I mean, Robbie's loving it. Let's fucking go. Okay, let's all go together.
Medicate, meditate.
This week, I want to talk about and recognize the ways that I trusted myself this week. This month, this year, how did I trust myself this week? This month, this year, how did I trust myself this week? Metroid Dread, the dreadest of Metroids. Bought that shit for $63.17. Trusting it would be good. And it was fucking good, fucking real good. Real hard, real good. Real hard, like that, D. I apologize if you're sensitive and you don't like D. But I got a D. I'm so sorry. I said no. I said no to some motherfuckers. Sometimes you gotta say no to some motherfuckers. Because they ask too much. Also too much of a drain on your tank, baby. Can't have that drain on your tank, baby. Need something for yourself. So I said no. Trusted myself and I said no. Even though I might have hurt feelings, still fucking said no. Turned out I made the right decision. Turned out I made the right decision by trusting myself, just trusting myself, hey. Trusting myself, just trusting myself, y'all. We all gotta trust ourselves in this life. Trusting myself, yeah. Even got my baby boy a new kind of snack at the grocery store. I wasn't really sure if the shit would pop off or if he would throw it on the ground. But he fucking loved it. It's called a Cape Gooseberry, and he fucking loved it. Yeah, my son loved it. It's a Cape Gooseberry. Yeah. Greasy people, you have arrived to the end of the episode. I'd like to thank you for being here. Being here. Thanks to Adam for writing in and requesting a key. That was fun to do a key. Remember, you can reach out to me on all the social media, Greasy Says on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and tell me what key you want the show to be in. Doesn't matter if you're a musician or not. Just fucking Google keys, harmonic keys, and pick one and fucking send it to me. I don't give a shit. But thank you to Adam for doing that. Thank you to all the people who wrote in. More people are writing in. I got some more recently, but I couldn't fit them in this episode, but we'll get them in the next one. If you could, take some time and go and rate Greasy Says if you haven't done it already on whatever podcast network you're listening on. And if you have the time, if you fucking so choose, I'm not twisting your arm. I don't even know where your arm is right now. So I can't do that. But if you could, send an episode to a friend. Send your favorite Greasy episode to a friend. If you thought to yourself, people should listen to this. This guy's making a lot of sense. Or this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. People should listen to this so we can make fun of him together. Send it to that person so y'all can do what you need to do together. It'll broaden your social circle. It'll broaden my reach. People will find out about the show. And we'll all grow the Greasy population. Because I want greasiness to just be rampant. Just rampant greasiness everywhere. And we can only do that if more people know about Greasy Says. So, thank you for listening, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Oh, it's gonna be Halloween. Spooky, happy Halloween, everybody. Fucking best time of year. Maybe next season I'll do an episode like that's Halloween based. You know, I'm just getting this thing started. Maybe I'll have my shit together next season. So next year in October, maybe I'll do a Halloween episode and I'll make it real spooky. Because I love spooky. Greasy people. Thanks for coming out. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, give me feedback, tell me to go trust myself. And until next time, it's me, Greasy. And I'm checking out what that room